just started the Facebook Live. Charles, you could be no, you're good. You're good. Do you want to head to like Madison County, like Huntsville? Because they got like 4 inches. But I heard it's kind of really slick, so I would be careful.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. So we
Oh,
are
yeah,
in the
that's
middle
true.
of our winter
That's true.
storm now here in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. You probably saw if you joined a little bit early, Megadoppler, but that's what we're going to
No,
look at right
it's
now,
not.
and you can start seeing those snow reports
No,
coming in.
it's
Now, we talked about
kinda
this
just
in the
southern
previous
Washington County
live
is
stream
good. If you
about the
want
dry
I-40,
slot,
I think that's the best
how it would
spot
kind of
'cause those
impact the
people
weather.
probably
It is
accidents,
impacting us
49.
in the sense that in the mid levels, we're seeing those dendrites get kind of broken apart, so the snowflakes aren't quite as big. But I do
Yeah.
think we're going to see
I don't
the dry slot stay
I didn't
just a
see any
little bit to the
accidents, so if you wanna
south
just
of
get on
Northwest
I-49
Arkansas.
south,
I think it
like
will
south of
impact the River
Fayetteville,
Valley
you
at
know,
least a
like where
little
you
bit. You
were,
can see it nosing
that'll
into
be
Fort
good.
Smith right now, but these heavier bands of snow are
No,
still
I
going to
know. Yeah,
lift
I got
into
you.
Fayetteville. There's even more snow on the backside of the system right now that's
That'd be
also starting to
awesome.
fill in. So
Cool.
a
Thanks.
lot of things still to work out. See a lot of comments on social media that have said, "Hey, you know, there's not a lot of snow at my place yet." You got to realize it's only 8 o'clock,
I
right, Dan?
know.
It's only
I
8
know.
o'clock. This is a long system. It's not going to really push out of the area until early tomorrow morning. So we've still got a lot of time for stuff to get out of hand really quickly, especially if those temperatures drop off by just another 1 or 2 degrees. So
I mean, here's the deal. Like, we talked about how that timing would be later on in the evening when things start to go downhill. Yes, I know it took a long time for the snow to come down in Benton County, but that's because you're farther north. So
Yep.
what's happening with the track of the low is that precipitation would fall uh, south of Benton County, and then because the precipitation wasn't heavier,
yep.
it didn't allow that dynamic cooling.
Yep.
That dynamic cooling, which was the wet bulbing, was really important to drop the temperatures enough to cause that precipitation to turn to snow.
You
I'm
need
gonna
those heavier
tilt down
bands.
here a little bit and
Yes.
show that's what we've got right there. So the purples, some really heavy snow that's falling right now in the river valley. In fact, let's check out some WeatherBug network cameras, and it's interesting. That's not what's showing on radar. Those are the smaller flakes because you're not seeing those snowflakes fall. But then again, at night, it's a little bit harder to discern snowfall.
Absolutely.
Now there's the flakes right
There's
there.
your
You can see them
flakes.
coming
Yeah.
down from Miss Laura's historic site. So, got some comments on here. First of all, Jimmy says, "Hello, Dan the Weatherman." And what would be if mine's Dan the Weatherman? What's your nickname, Josh?
Oh man, Josh by gosh.
I like that. Josh by gosh. There you go. Dan the Weatherman and Josh by gosh. That was good. By gosh, we're finally seeing snow most of the area. Cindy says it's beautiful. So we do have some higher reports. I mean, 4 inches in Huntsville. I saw it with on Twitter, on social media. Also, already 5 inches in Deer. And Josh, we did see your stream and we used it. So during the newscast, thank you so much. Josh Myers was out and he was streaming. I will say the stream was a little laggy. So no, there's probably going to be lesser amounts. We've always been saying about 4 to 6.
4 to 6, yeah.
And it might be on the lower end of that. But remember, we still have a long ways to go. So let me just kind of show you what we've got. So what you're seeing is the radar in Fort Smith. That only has a certain range where you can't see what's happening beyond the radar beam. However, when we take an image and what we do is we composite it all, you're going to see that we still have more precipitation on the way.
And look at that dry slot is
Ooh,
lining
that
up further
wraparound,
south.
that wraparound is definitely filling in.
Yeah, that's a good sign if you're a snow lover.
Mhm.
That's for sure, because if we had that dry slot move in, the snowfall totals would have been way down.
But that's not that was exactly what we were
Yeah.
kind of saying.
Yeah.
Is that dry slot would nose into right about is expected to nose into southwest Arkansas and northeast Texas, but instead that dry punch is nosing all the way into Little Rock and I-40.
Yeah.
And then you got west of Fayetteville, you see that northeast Oklahoma, there is a pocket of warmer air.
Yeah.
So
Man, right
that
over
is gonna
Tulsa.
kill your snow amount and accumulations. And then with the wraparound, it'll be interesting to see how that evolves and develops. But regardless, a very, very intense system. If you haven't heard, this thing has been producing tornadoes galore in the southeastern U.S. or
Critical angles.
along the Gulf Coast. Very impressive critical angles, lots of tornado potential. Still tornado warnings in progress, and that system is rather intense. So
You know, and
severe weather south and winter weather north.
yeah, you know, we were talking earlier. I think we had the Facebook Live around 3, 4 o'clock. You saw all those severe thunderstorms that were going on around the Houston area. You had a theory that could potentially be choking off the moisture and kind of hurting the wraparound. Well, now that that's kind of pushing off to the east, I think we're starting to see that wraparound fill in now and expand, and that precipitation shield get a little stronger. Now
Yeah.
that those storms are to the east.
Larry's saying big snow in Van Buren right now.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take a look at some of the totals, shall we? And we'll go through this together. So first of all, with Harrison, we've got approximately 4 inches. So that was at 621 that was observed. We'll take a look here, and I could show you some of the others. So stand by here. How about Jasper? 3 inches. Deer, 5.3. You got 7 inches in
Whoa.
Kingston. Hello,
Kingston.
Laura Walden. Where are you at, girl?
Called that one, didn't you?
We did. We actually mentioned
We
Kingston.
did.
Yeah. Here's Huntsville, 4 inches. Wow, 7 inches, man.
Wow.
That is impressive. And that is
in 2 to 3 inches per hour.
That is a really recent report.
Yep.
The trawl recovery.
Yep.
And it's actually TROWAL, which stands for Trough of Warm Air Aloft.
Trough of warm air aloft.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah, warm air loft. So I guess L is the abbreviation for aloft.
Loft.
I don't
know.
know.
Or
but anyways,
loser.
if snowflakes were dollars, it would be rich crazy how big they are getting. So Larry, you're in Van Buren. Let's check it out.
There's some fat flakes going on.
So that is in Fort Smith. But on the north side of that dry punch, guess what we've got?
Mega flakes.
Those are big. Yeah, those are big flakes. You can see them.
Let's check out that Bentonville Square camera. Matthew was mentioning that.
Let's see this here. I've heard Siloam doesn't have anything at all. Let's see if that's true or not. Yeah, Siloam doesn't have much.
Doesn't look like much at all.
So here's the deal, though. All right, we still have wraparound. So if we go back to our graphic, and we'll look at some more snow totals, but Siloam has, unless this doesn't cool off, which I expect it to, look at how many hours you have left of precipitation potential.
Yeah, man, this is a huge precip shield.
So I don't think it won't be like you won't get anything, but you will get lesser amounts because you're not getting the snow now, David. So does that make sense? How much more in Bella Vista, or is it a bust? It's not over yet, but Bella Vista will be on the lesser amounts.
I was hearing from my parents who live up there that there was basically nothing until about 6 o'clock. And then once that snowfall rate picked up, it was like a snap in a finger, just started accumulating.
Well, yeah, and you can see it, but the roads aren't. If you're measuring from the roads, they're fine because that's not a super heavy snow. You can kind of see it at the bottom of your screen. But what I was going to do is I was going to show you some time lapses. I could show you just how quick the snow took over, which is kind of wild when that changeover did occur. So first of all, let's check out Huntsville. Beautiful red sky, by the way. Red sky in the morning. Sailors heed the warning. And then watch this. Right about now, starting to spit snowflakes. Now it starts coming down, almost like flipping on a light switch. And then watch it just absolutely pour snow, if you will.
Dumping it.
And then there you go. It's continuing to come down. And look at how quick that accumulated.
Very quick.
Didn't take long. And still some snow coming down. And you can kind of see how that dry air overcame a little bit, but there's more snow. The thing with winter weather, and this is what makes it different than thunderstorms or rain, is that it takes a long time to evolve. You're looking at the radar, you're seeing the returns. They pop up, they start intensifying. Then you see a relation to it on the ground. Or if you're at the ground, you see the snow weakening. Then you start to see it on radar. It's
Yes.
almost like it's a feedback effect. So it's a
Well,
delayed reaction.
yes,
Delayed.
everything about severe weather is fast. Things
Yeah.
happen fast, rapidly. Winter weather, it's a slower process, like you just mentioned. Kind of like a snowflake falling from the sky. It just floats around
Yep.
everywhere. It's
Gotta have patience,
Yep.
man. Yeah, floats around everywhere until it reaches the ground, and you didn't know it was happening until that happened. So rain
Yep.
obviously falls quicker, storms move in, but look at this. Watch this. Right about 2 o'clock, that changeover occurred. Now we were expecting this a little later, and we also didn't expect it to be all snow, but it ended up becoming all snow. So that was one of the surprises out of this system.
Mhm.
Then you're going to see the snow coming down. But notice, watch this. When the snow rates slow down, guess what the roads did? They recovered.
Yep.
They recovered. And so you can see the camera bouncing up and down a little bit right there.
Blizzard.
Yeah. Could be a little bit of strong winds. Looks
Yeah.
like the camera tilted up too. Have y'all got your frozen Baja Blast yet? No.
Mm.
Could this overproduce still with all the snow filling in behind the dry slot? Overproduce? I don't know. The models are kind of slowing down on the totals. So let me show you what we've got for a zoomed in view. Now keep in mind, this is just a computer model, so it could be off. It could be pump faking. However, this is what it shows. And this is, by the way, additional accumulation. This isn't the total. This is the additional accumulation. And so it's got Bella Vista right about 3. And I don't know if that's true, but that's what it shows. 4.5 in Huntsville, Jasper, additional 4 inches in Harrison. So what's wild is it doesn't really show as much, does it?
Doesn't.
Nope.
Which is a little
Jetstream Josh. That works
Josh,
too.
I like that.
Weather Dan and Jetstream Josh.
That's a little surprising considering that the dry slot's not going to really play a role anymore.
Or does it?
Or does it?
Look at that.
But
oh my goodness.
You could see that it's trying to fill back in though on the west side there.
It is, but this is why your flakes are smaller.
Yep. This is why we're not seeing Gorilla anymore.
This is why the flakes are smaller. You're still seeing them in Van Buren, but whoever was in there, let me know. Oh, by the way,
Look at Alma.
Lights flickering in Harrison. There's a reason for that. This is a heavy, wet snow. So as it comes down, it's going to pile up on tree branches and also, even though it's not ice, power lines, which can cause power to go out. Typically doesn't pile up on the power lines, but it does pile up on the branches because they're a bigger surface area. And then those get weighed down. And then next thing you know, they bring down power lines. It's still. What?
It's still Surrey.
Wow, Billy Joel. Oh, still rock and roll to me.
Still rock and roll.
What you doing with your clothes I'm wearing? Don't you dare that you're out of sight. All right. Still snowing hard. That was funny. Thank you, Siri, for that.
I can be the drummer and you can be the vocalist.
Still rock and roll to me. All right. So some people on Fort Smith are without power. You know, that's actually a good point. I want to bring up something. This is poweroutage.us. It's a great site that will look at power outages, and yeah, they have quite a few in Texas. So let me show you this real quick. We're going to set this. So this is the power outages that are right now happening in the United States, and this is a big view overall. So what you're going to see here is Texas has quite a few. Now, let me kind of highlight this. So we're going to zoom in on the area. So there's Texas, about close to 74,000 customers without power. That's from the severe weather. Almost 30,000. Arkansas is now at 15,000. So we got quite a few. And that's that heavy snow that's coming down that's piling up on branches. It's a wet snow. So we talked about the weight of that snow. There's about close to 4,000 customers 3,879. Here's the different power companies that have that. You've got about, as you can see, the most with OG and E in the River Valley. So pretty wild. You look at, by the way, Arkansas Valley. It can tell you the percentage of their amounts, and then you can see where the customers are out. So we've got them kind of all over the place from different counties with different power companies. But if we go back to just kind of scrolling over, 338 in Franklin, just about 400 or 500 in Washington County, one in Benton County, one unfortunate soul that has lost power.
I feel bad for that person. Wow. Just one.
He's going around his neighborhood going, is your power out? No, man, mine's just fine. I don't know what's going on. That's a bummer.
Just call everybody in Benton County.
I'm sorry about that. Or maybe it's a troll that was asking, bust, no more snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put my power out right now.
Maybe that was karma right there. 463 in Newton. So heavy, wet snow, but of course, it's a little rural, little more less populated. Pope. Look at Montgomery.
County.
Yeah. So there you get to see an idea. The most, though, Sebastian County.
Which is no surprise.
No surprise. We got some really heavy snow that's falling around there. So
guerrilla situation there.
There you go. You get to see it. All righty. What is the current snow totals map for the River Valley? Well, we did adjust it. I really hate snow total maps. Can I just say that? I'm just going to make this full screen. I hate, and hate is a strong word, but I do hate snow total accumulations in terms of predicting them and the maps.
It is the worst.
It really is.
It is so hard because, you get little areas that, especially with a system like this, you get some areas where it hangs on to rain for a longer time. You get other areas that get banding, so obviously they get more snowfall than others. Wow.
Alma is getting, earlier they didn't have anything.
Yeah.
And then Fort Smith had the snow. Now Fort Smith is missing it and Alma's getting it. So
that's kind of crazy just how much of a difference there is just from a few miles.
That's just like just over a dozen miles as the crow flies. So
it's kind of surprising the flakes are that big considering the dry air and mid levels.
So anyways, going back to the accumulations map. I'm kind of grumble. Yeah. I know it says not to grumble.
Grinchy.
Doesn't
hate, loathe, despise.
Entirely.
Entirely.
But there's a look at the totals. So 3 to 7 plus. There's still some areas that are getting snow. It's just, honestly, these are really difficult to come to fruition. It gives you an idea what's going on, but let's zoom in here. So up to 7. Notice how we have less over Bella Vista and Bentonville.
Which we did expect.
Up to 5. That doesn't mean you will be getting 5. It just means that maybe some places will get up to 5. And I know that's like a cop-out, but that's because some places might get a little less and they don't get the 5 inches. So just wake up tomorrow morning and then you'll be able to see what's going on, Josh.
Yes.
That's the best. That's your best accumulation map.
Yeah.
Go out and measure it. Don't measure it on the roads because obviously it won't show up at all.
That secret to making a car ride, really quick is going to bed, like taking a nap.
Yeah.
And then waking up and you're like, hey, we're at my location. Just go to bed right now. It'll make the night go by faster.
Wake up and then you'll see it.
Exactly.
What are your thoughts on schools on roads on Thursday? So that's interesting, Jordan, because we're getting colder on Thursday. Thursday morning is going to start off in the upper teens.
7-inch report. And that was at Kingston. 7.5 inches, Deer.
Now we got Deer. Remember Deer? Who's the shout out on Deer? Because we had, Deer, you're going to get hammered with a lot of snow. Power is Ozark flickered, but never totally went off. So that's good. Boy, flickering power is bad.
It's a little sus.
So Brian, I didn't get to see it. I'll have to check it out. Let me know where you sent it. Let's see. We're keeping up with the comments better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe because people aren't tuning in as much. They're all, wow, look at that drying out. What's going on there?
Where?
Hit play. Well, the lack of. So this is the effects of the dry slot. Look at this. Look at that dry area. This is the banding. See that blue?
Mm-hmm.
That is killing the snow. Look at that.
Wow. Well, why is it doing it here and not here?
It is doing it there.
When there's more pinks.
Yeah, but look at how it's falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
It just is. It's going to take
But
longer.
but you
to
could
fall
see
apart.
here on this west side, that's where that dry air isn't.
Yeah.
Because that's where it's trying to fill back in again.
Man,
Maybe well, remember yesterday too,
just
though.
materializes. It takes so long.
Remember yesterday,
You're
though,
not going to get a lot of snow with that. Look at that dry punch. My goodness, that is like no model had that. Not a single one.
Well, now there was. Remember yesterday we were looking at the HRRR and it was kind of showing a little nose, like maybe like brief break
Ooh.
around this time.
Yeah.
Maybe this is what that is.
I don't know. I don't know though. I mean, it was a brief break, but we looked at the 500 millibar relative humidity, and it showed it only nudging about into here. This is like way high. I mean, that's going to kill your snow. That's exactly what's happening. So we'll go back and forth. Ready? You're looking at eastern Oklahoma, that dry air wrapping around mid-latitude cyclone, the Norwegian cyclone model. And then we're going to IMEGADOPPLER, and you'll get to see. Look at how, yeah, just kind of shifted over. So we kind of match it. Back again, water vapor. Okay, IMEGADOPPLER. Look at how the precipitation's starting to drop off. You can't see it on there, but you can if you. Wow, and look it up in Benton County too. I'll zoom out a little bit. Look at that. Look at that corridor of snow that just disappears right here. Right where that dry punch is coming in. So this is also going to disappear, but because there's more snow, it's going to take a little while for that snow to sublimate. Right? If there's more snow there, it'll take a longer time to sublimate. Look at this. 6 inches in McAllister. So that's why when we broad brush those totals, you have to. I think Bentonville Rogers can still get 4 to 5. And the wraparound will be colder too. Don't forget, there's not that warm air advection with the wraparound. That's the cold conveyor belt. And what that might do is allow the precipitation to really fall as snow. So this will probably start to fill in all as snow. But boy, that wraparound, if we look back at the low again, you can see the way this is tracking. And it looks like it's going to be tracking almost right over the river valley.
Yeah, it does. It's taking aim.
And this is all dry right here. And that's part of the wraparound. So if that lifts northeast, it's amazing how far north that's made it. I asked about it. I commented. I also mentioned it in the tweet that I sent out that was not very popular. But hey, I just got to call it like I see it, man.
Call it like it is.
This is what I call looking out the window. When you're forecasting, look out the window, right? I'm not going to tell someone, hey, what's the weather like? And I'm going to be like, first, I'm going to look out the window.
Yeah.
Because that I know is happening.
Yes. Not going to look at a model because the models didn't even pick up on anything.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. 3.5 in Nob Hill. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. 3 to 7 in Crawford County, except Mulberry. We're going to get like 0.02 inches. I know. Isn't that weird? Yeah. So weird how it changes. Alabama. All right. Nice. That's a great location. Yeah. You're definitely in it in Madison County. Why is Northwest Arkansas not seeing the snow totals as expected? Well, we just highlighted that.
If you go to bed and wake up, you'll see if they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So another thing is that they take a longer time to develop. Remember that this winter storm warning goes until 6 o'clock in the morning. So
yeah.
Ooh, blue flashes in the sky. Can't tell if it's lightning or power. Dustin, where are you at? Let me know, please. Okay, Brian, I'll check that out. Let's bring it up while we're at it.
Yeah.
Let's get a little amusement from Brian.
Entertainment here.
Oh, there's a power surge from us.
Whoa. That was a little sus. Uh-oh.
That's exactly what that is.
Uh-oh.
We lose our stream. Are we still on?
I think we're still on.
Yeah, the 8 ball was yesterday, which, by the way, called for snow in the river valley.
It did. Look at that.
Oh, here's Brian.
11 years ago, Dan.
All right, the Brian bucket forecast. Let's see what we got here. Work. Nice headphones, by the way. figure it out. Is this this isn't NSFW, is it? Let's see here. Stand by. Let me know if you guys can hear that. I don't know if you can or not. Okay. Don't look out the window. What?
Without the bucket, there's no way to know, Dan.
Yeah. Okay. Facts about snowfall from Brian himself. That's why I have a job. Let me know if you guys can hear that. You might not be able to. There's Brian. There's the bucket forecast right there. Some sick headphones, by the way. He's throwing out some
Qui-Gon.
terms here.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
At 1473, they're saying they can't hear it, so I don't know how to get the desktop audio into that. So, well, anyways, how long is this, Brian?
Yeah, this is a long bucket.
Oh, here you go. It's starting to snow. That's a good beard too. That's snow. The three three buckets. That'll be more
3 buckets.
accumulation.
3 buckets.
More accumulation right there. Thank you, Dan. All right, Brian. Great report. Okay, that's the
Don't
worst
look out the window.
worst idea to look out the
Worst.
window.
Worst idea.
I can hear you both, but not the videos. We'll try to work on that. I
Yeah.
don't know why, but there you go, Brian. Sorry we weren't able to hear it, but
3 buckets.
there's a real nice still
Yeah.
image. 3 buckets. He's getting the buckets closer to the heavens,
Yeah.
so the snow will accumulate more. But the bucket can't overcome the dry punch.
It can't. Now
The
look at
dry
this.
slot
You see this new report?
killing it.
6.5 inches south of Prairie Grove.
Lincoln. That might be Alex Hall,
It's
honestly.
probably Alex Hall, y'all.
Can hear him. Oh, some people can hear him. 3 buckets.
Now, here's my question for you, Dan. Speaking of Alex
Yeah.
Hall, what's up with the last
the
name
Halls?
Hall?
I know.
We've got Zachary Hall. We've got Ryan Hall, y'all. We got Brian Hall. We got Alex Hall.
That's too many halls.
Halls. That's a lot of Halls.
Well, you know what they said in Storm Chasers like 45 times? That storm is hauling. You know what?
Yeah, I know what. Yeah.
They said, I think Tim Samara said that like 30 times.
That's why you need a lot of Halls.
That storm is hauling. You know what?
Know what?
Beep. Here's a
No
look at the high
song.
res water vapor. There is that dry punch.
Dry punch is hauling.
But the deal is that is going to fill in. We are going to get the wraparound. What's interesting though is that the dry punch shows up first, then it reflects on the radar. So here's a look at the radar. Watch it start to. It shows snow, but that's not the true dendritic growth zone snowfall. I don't know.
That's still quite a bit of wraparound, though.
Still raining in Southwest Missouri. My goodness.
Wow. What?
Well, that's because you're not getting the heavier precipitation.
Yep.
You're not able to wet bulb. By the way, there was some lightning that popped up in northeast Arkansas with some thunder snow.
Yeah, I had that up there.
It's snowing in Gentry pretty good still. Well, let's look at some. Why don't we do this here?
Just go
We'll
up and
take
down the
we'll take a
campus.
little camera tour.
Yeah.
All right. We'll start off with Alma.
Gorilla.
Ooh, that's some good flakes right
Gorilla
there.
flakes.
Jealous.
Yes.
Yeah, Holly, we just mentioned northeast Arkansas, northwest of Jonesboro, had some thunder snow. All right, next, Bella Vista. Snow, pretty limited though. Fulbright, not really snowing heavily. Dry slot. Bentonville Square Cam. Decatur, snowing.
Snow.
Graduate. That's pretty good there. Fayetteville's
Pretty
getting
good.
it. Wow. Yeah, Kessler Mountain's getting
Just-
snow. That's on higher in elevation.
Yep.
Mount Sequoia, snowing.
Yeah.
Pretty good,
hard.
actually.
Yeah.
Miss Laura's
Pretty
historic
good.
site. Still snowing, but not great.
Nothing. That's whiteout.
No, that's whiteout conditions, or
Conditions.
blackout,
Blackout
conditions.
conditions.
Actually, that camera's not working. Gravit's getting snow. You can see it. Huntsville, whiteout.
Whiteout.
That's really piling up. Lincoln, Mount Magazine. Now that really is on, and you can't see anything.
Yeah.
Cartwright.
Same as Mount
That's
Magazine.
obviously you can't see anything. Wow, look at that. P Ridge looks nice. Our Pinnacle Parkway Towers camera, pretty. Not anything super special, but remember that dry slot's getting wrapped around. Prairie Creek, you can't see anything, obviously.
Blurry.
Solemn Springs,
I don't see
not
much of that. Yeah.
Springdale got quite a bit.
Yep.
Harbor, look at that, completely covered in Springdale. Finally, one more. Wow,
look at that one.
So this is like literally just a few miles south of
Rogers.
No, this is in Springdale, Arkansas Children's Northwest. Harbor is just a little south. I mean, this is just a little southeast of Harbor High School.
That's crazy.
Still in Springdale.
That's crazy.
My goodness.
Wow.
I tried to get a camera in Centerton. I tried to get it at the Bentonville West High School, but was denied. So maybe they can fire that up again. But yeah, I was wanting to put it on top of the roof in Centerton, which I thought would have been a great spot.
That
on
would
top
be a
of
great
Bentonville
spot.
West.
Yes, absolutely.
Headphones, Sony WX-1000 MX5, best over-ears I've ever had. Great to work out in. Cool. I work out with the Power Beats. I like them that wrap around the ear and they're wireless. They're awesome.
That's nice.
Really great snowball fight already. A few inches here. You'll have to let me know where it is.
Snowball fight.
How about the new City Hall? It's a possibility.
Yep.
If it's high enough, that might be an option. Does the wrap around hit tonight as well? Great question. Let's answer it. There it is. Yes, the answer, it does wrap around. It's going to take a while to fill in, though, because that dry air is trying to be overcome. And it's interesting, too, because this is in the lower levels. Let me give you a little bit of a understanding on what's going on. In fact, why don't we do some soundings? Go into Weather 2 computer right over here. Download the buff kit data. Let's show them why nothing was happening in Benton County today. All right. Is it mouse? The mouse don't work now because of the power outage.
There we go.
Okay. Snow should cover the roads in northwest Arkansas. Is it acting weird? Use the mouse pad. There you go.
So weird.
Yeah. Snow should cover. But anyways, this is what I want to show you. So this is the radar beam very low to the ground. And you'll notice it's showing precipitation kind of all over. But then when we get into the mid-levels of the atmosphere, what we're doing is we're drying out the mid-levels of the atmosphere with this dry punch, this dry slot, if you will. That dry slot is killing. It's kind of like this. Imagine this, all right? This is a great example. Imagine kinking a hose, okay? What happens when you plug or cause a bend or a kink in the hose? You have water that's flowing out, and then I'm going to kink the hose, probably in the middle of the hose, and then the water kind of trickles out. Well, that's the same thing that the dry punch is doing. That dry punch as it comes in, or the dry slot, what it's doing is it's causing that snow to just sublimate in the upper levels while it's still snowing in the lower level, but you don't get those big snowflakes to fall, and they're kind of evaporating over time. But there's so much dynamics that's going on with this system that, you know, some places are getting snow. Notice how it's starting to lighten up a little bit now in Alma. Those, well, that was Fort Smith. Those snowflakes, those are still pretty big in Alma, and that's exactly where the heaviest of the snow is. That's really coming down.
Chimpanzee.
Chimpanzee.
All right, finally got the profiles loaded.
Could have been a bucket illustration. I don't know about that. Not everything relates to the bucket, Brian. You got it?
I got it.
Fire it up.
Fire it up. I'm listening.
It's got to be in there now, that dry punch. Very heavy snow in Van Buren. Yeah, we just saw that. Right across the river. There it is. Very heavy snow. It's still coming down, and that's covering the roads, too, when it comes down. Gateway is a whiteout. Okay, I love to hear that. Bella Vista, not a whiteout. Just amazing. Gateway is just a little east of Bella Vista. No kidding, man. I agree. Why does it happen? 90% of the time, it shouldn't have happened. Oh, man. Them are fighting words, Scott.
What happened? Scott?
Now
Wow.
you start to get
Wow.
now you start to get the hate, Brian.
Aggressive.
Welcome to the
Yes.
meteorological community.
You know what we need to do? And I've considered this as well after watching Musk try to fight a ref.
Yeah.
We need to do the same thing for the weather community, right? If you got a problem, right, we should just have like an NHL kind of style where you meet up in the middle. You got some refs, right? You know,
Yeah.
things get a little out of hand, right?
You pull the shirt
You
over
pull a
you,
shirt
and you just start flailing.
Start going, hey, 30 seconds of
Yeah.
a good fight in,
Yeah.
break it up, call it good, get back to the game.
Get back to the game.
Yes, exactly.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Do that with the staff here
Yeah,
in between commercial breaks.
yeah, exactly. Giga Chad.
All right, let's go. Let's look at some science behind this real quick. So, why is the snow so late to develop? Is this what's happening right now?
No. Let me go to where it's happening right now. Let's go to her.
Look at that. Okay, so
That's now.
that's now.
Mhm.
Don't buy it. First of all, where's this? It doesn't even show snow.
Yeah, it's trash.
So this right here is not really close together. This is that dry air. And let's see if it shows up. It doesn't. There's the wraparound, still showing snow. Then it kind of dries out a little bit. At this point, we don't get as much accumulation during the morning hours, but still could spit out snow. Now let's go a little bit farther northeast. Remember when those temperature and dew point lines are closer together, I guess it doesn't show snow the first one.
I guess not.
Yeah, but
That's definitely snow.
there's snow. That's really heavy snow right there. And then, yeah, it just kind of dries out a little bit. So then we go to the river valley. And what happened earlier today is that that temperature drop happened quicker because of the heavy precipitation. So the heavy precipitation, what it did is it called wet bulb, where the temperature and the dew point dropped, and therefore you had more snow accumulation. What's the projected accumulations we're looking at around Siloam and Cincinnati? Probably maybe 4 inches, 3-4 inches at the most, I think. Dry Punch was my wrestling name. There you go.
That's a pretty intimidating wrestling name. Dry Punch.
Oh man. we got will it be gone by Friday? Absolutely.
We got some beef
I think the roads will be just fine.
by
So
Friday.
you know what? I got to get ready for my 9 o'clock. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of tweaks to the forecast. I'll just show you the models again. I'm done showing the accumulation map. Now it's even less. It just keeps going less and less with that Dry Punch. Like the punch, the Dry Punch.
It's a good wrestling name.
Lower 30s, lower 40s. How much for fairway?
9 hours of sleep and you'll find out.
Fair. Ryan Hall shows a big ice storm coming around the 30th. Of course he does. A lot of excitement with that. Yeah, there's the emoji right there. Better than a Dry Punch. Better than the wet slap. Dry Punch for the win. Dry Punch, dry slot.
I'm just trying to make our next thumbnail.
You're just doing the emojis, yeah.
This is our next thumbnail for our next Facebook Live. Dry Punch.
Exactly. I like that. Actually, we got this one right here. I'll show you the Dry Punch. Here's the Dry Punch. Ready?
Oh man, dude,
There
you don't want to
is
mess
the-
with that.
There is the dry punch right
Woo,
there, man.
Oh,
Holy cow!
man,
I
dude.
look angry.
You look like you're about to fight McGregor and beat him
yeah,
up.
heck yeah.
Oh
That's
my
the dry
goodness.
punch, man.
Yes, sir. Wow,
Woo!
that's that's beast mode right there.
There it is. The
Woo.
dry punch
Dang, dude.
coming for you.
I don't think I've
I-
ever seen your face like that before.
I
That's-
wouldn't want him to be in the dark alley.
No, I would not.
Honestly, though, the snow is heavy enough. It's causing power outages. It's causing flickers. Donna, you're one of the ones that we said you were going to get very much snow accumulation. You're
Sure
getting
enough.
It's going.
So Colby Ward texted me.
Ryan Lemery.
He said,
Darby versus Dan. Let's get it scheduled.
Darby versus Dan.
I'm in, man.
Measurements are being watched by the backyard camera since I'm gone.
Mm-hmm. Awesome pick. Yeah.
Looks like Colby got nothing. Look at that, Colby's house. Colby Ward's house. Nothing. 0 inches.
Even with bricks.
Yep.
Was hoping for lots of snow. It's not over. The last thing I'm going to say, folks, is just wait.
It ain't over till it's over.
3 inches is still a decent snow if it really truly does happen.
Look, man.
But there's still a lot of precipitation to go. Is there a dry slot? Is there a dry punch? Yes, but at the same time, look at it filling in. Kind of. It just takes a long time for it to develop.
Frankie Shepard asked me an important question, Dan.
All right, guys, I got to run. What?
Chocolate frosted or powdered mini donuts?
Chocolate frosted.
Chocolate frosted.
Powder donuts immediately
Dry.
like make your mouth dry.
That's the dry punch right
Yep.
there.
Yeah.
Chocolate frosted easily, Frankie, if you're on.
I'll bring it, man. Been in Taekwondo for several years, lifting a lot.
Can you do like a roundhouse kick for us real quick?
Yeah,
Like a
I can do
roundhouse
that,
kick, yeah.
I can do that. So if you hold up, here, let's see.
I'm gonna get away from this power.
No wait,
I'm gonna
you gotta hold up the paper plate.
Oh, dude. Oh man, this is intimidating.
All right, so just hold up the paper plate. Hold it up nice and high.
Oh, okay.
This is what the dry punch is. You got to hold it out like this, kind of like right up there.
Right up here.
Ready? Go. Like that. So you can just do that. See? Little Van Damme. Ready? This? I'm going to hurt myself.
Hiya! You're like
There you
those
go.
Liu Kang from
Liu
Mortal
Kang.
Kombat.
All right. I got to run. See you guys. We'll end it up there.
Yes.
See, weather makes us crazy.